We made it.
We did. It's been a full day already.
It has been, but no airplane issues.
No airplane issues. A little bit of clouds.
Yes, a little bumpy. Not as bad as our car ride in.
Not as bad as the car ride there. Whoa, that was interesting.
Yeah. I've never
Uber.
experienced motion sickness in a car before. I feel bad for anybody who
Unfortunately,
does that.
I have, but that was pretty bad.
It was bad. Yeah, our Uber driver.
And his foot on the gas did this
So it was
the whole time. We were
just
literally in the back seat going like this. And it was like, oh, this isn't working.
It's not working.
It's not working. So it was a long half hour.
Long half hour, yes.
But then we got to the airport and we got through security good.
Yeah.
And
They were nice.
Security was very nice, which is weird. Usually they're the grumpy ones.
He was kind of funny, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, he was laughing at us.
True, but it was okay.
Wonder why that would have happened.
Not imagine we did something silly.
But yeah, so safe trip home. We're here. We been madly putting together some quick presentations so you guys can see all the fun stuff that we saw.
Yeah.
Got a few samples in front of us. And I should have brought over the little Sandra Shaw thing. I didn't. In my blue purse is a little denim. It's in the in there in the side pocket. Nope, in the inside, but there's like pockets in the side. There's a little denim thing. Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, we had some fun classes. I feel like we're not even kind of touching on all of the stuff that we actually learned and saw and all of that good stuff. But
there was a lot more than I honestly was expecting. So
yeah, we didn't really know what to expect.
We sent out, or we prepped the email for today's class a while ago.
Yes.
So what we have for you today, you don't actually quite know. It's just a big surprise, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
because it was a surprise to us.
It was also a surprise to us.
They were keeping some of it super secret.
You know, we don't physically have in our hands the stuff that they showed,
right.
But it's all been ordered, and we should have it probably next week for a good chunk of those things. I don't remember all of the dates of the design things.
The suites? I think they're actually available now.
Okay. Well, that would be freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So should we start there?
Yeah. So for Luminaire Solaris owners or Palette and PE owners, if you've been collecting the design suites as we go through and they add new
what's
ones.
a design suite? Maybe we should back that up.
Right.
Actually, doesn't this explain that?
It does.
Okay.
Yes. So we have Tucker put a very nice design suite presentation together.
And it was so cute. I copied it and I just changed out photos for mine because I was like, that's
I
really
did the same thing. So
that was really cute. Let's use that one today.
So we're gonna. There's 4 new collections.
There are, and they are
really cute.
You know, there's a couple that are like, yeah, that's okay, but they're not like, oh, I have to own all of those.
Yes.
I really like all of this. This is a really, really nice collection.
Yep.
A little added bonus: if you were a Babylock limited edition deposit person. Wow, that's a lot of words.
Yes.
Depositor.
You
in your bundle, because it's exclusive to the limited edition bundle, is all 4 of these. So if you are one of those people, as much as we would love to take your money, don't buy these because you're going to be getting them in your bundle.
Absolutely.
There is an additional Radiance one that is not available for sale at this time. It is only available in the bundles, but it is available in
both
either
bundles.
bundle, whether you're having just the standard edition machine or the limited edition machine. Again, really sharp.
Yes.
We saw some samples on those. They're very, very nicely done, as are all of the things that they do. And then after the bundles are done, it will go into the main line. So it's just at this time, it's only available in a bundle.
Yes.
So, but it will be available in the future if you're like, yep, not going there, but you want the bundle, or I'm sorry, want those designs, they will be available probably late spring or something like that next year.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's like a suite of designs, no pun intended, some background quilting designs and some designs that actually, like embroidery designs.
I think they
that
said there's like
complement
11
them.
embroidery designs that
Yeah.
kind of coordinate in.
Yeah, so
you
fills,
get a little
motifs,
extra something
and then
in that one.
embroidery designs. Yeah,
A
so
little
that's
extra
kind of cool.
something. Something, something.
Something, something.
Something, something. All right, so we are going to do something here. That looks great. So this is Tucker's beautiful presentation.
Yes.
So there are some original ones, and then there are some new ones. And the explanation here is great. So each of the different collections contain 20 decorative fills and 20 coordinating companion motifs. So those would be your stitching.
Like a decorative stitch.
A decorative stitch.
Lines.
And these are, for anyone who doesn't understand, going to be used in your IQ or your design center.
Yes.
They, at this time, can only be used with your Babylock Solaris. Any version, doesn't matter, as long as
It has
you
to be
have
upgraded
to have it upgraded to that.
a
You have to have the,
2 or a 3.
I think it's 2. I think it was in the second one.
Yeah.
Or Luminaire, of course, same thing. And then, like you said, the palette, you can also pull them into palette. You can also create them in palette or PE. Each collection comes on a USB, so you get a USB in the process as well. We all love our USBs, don't we? And then you can save in that custom folder, you can save your favorites off of your USBs. So if you've got things that you really like. So I think that's a really nice thing. So these are the ones that have been available. We've got a holiday collection. That was the very first one. Holiday collection number 2. Zandra Shaw, a collection by Fabric Confetti. There's a hobbies collection, so that's got some like baking, sewing themes, those kinds of things in there. The geometric is one of my favorite. I just love that. The sports, and then a kids collection. Those are what we have had, and they kind of have been trickling out over the last year. So they work on them, and then they release that, and then they work on them, and then they release some new ones. So to have this many new at one time this is the most we've ever had. So this is really cool. So these are the 4 new ones.
Yes. I'm gonna while you're talking about the new ones, I'm just gonna grab. I have the 2 that I did on my bag samples.
Perfect. Yeah, yeah.
So they could see some of them stitched
So
out.
the 4 new ones, we have the names on here you may or may not recognize. It's just a matter of different designers and people that do work with Babylock generally on a pretty regular basis. So Carly Porter collection, those are all clamshells. Carly is a big quilter. She works with the like the long arms and things, right?
Yes. Also known as the graffiti quilter.
Yes, that I was like, there's something that I'm supposed to say about that, and I don't remember what it is. So Carly Porter is the first, and they're kind of they coordinate a little bit more than some of the other collections.
Yes.
You know, like the different pieces go together a little more so than others.
Yeah, when she creates, so Carly Porter also creates quilting patterns that can be used in a quilting machine or in your sewing machine. And she does them like she can take an edge-to-edge type of design, but then she also creates components that, if nested together, create bigger patterns. And that's kind of
I think that's what's going on in this.
Yes, that's
too.
kind of where she went with this. Yep.
Nice. Cool. All right. Is it Gudrun or Gudrun?
Gudrun.
Gudrun. I thought that's what it was.
Yeah, she's Icelandic.
Yes. And so these are all themed from Iceland in some way, shape, or form. I don't know exactly what that means, but we got pictures coming up here. So, and then Zandra Shaw collection number 2. We're going to actually, depending on how time goes today, we'll talk about Zandra a little bit more. She's got a lot of really fun things that she does.
And that one is like all animals.
This one is an animal theme.
Cute,
Yep.
cute.
And then Evie Hawkins, which they're also very nicely done.
Yes.
So those are the 4 new ones. If you are ever looking at one of the Design Suite cases in our store, you may see that there is a little QR code on the screens on each of those cases there. You can actually scan that, and it will show you all of the designs that are in that collection, so you
Yes.
know what you're buying without because they're not printed all over the box.
And they have gotten better. The pictures that you see, the PNG files that you see from the very first version that they've done to
they're
now,
clear.
they've come out a lot clearer.
All right, so Carly Porter, you can see the different clamshell versions, if you will. So this is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of functionality in these, for sure. Tucker did such a great job. I could just read this. I don't have to actually know anything. Carly is known for her graffiti quilting technique, collaborated with Babylock to create this collection of clamshell designs that will take your projects to the next level, which is exactly that. And then, of course, you have the coordinating motif stitches as well. So that is Carly Porter's. This one, you can see the Icelandic, so you've got a lot of the triangles and the snowflakey kind of things. We have had some of her patterns here, like quilting patterns here in the past. So it's definitely a lot of fun to work with her things. She draws from her Scandinavian roots and this geometric collection that is sure to make your project stand out.
And I know while we don't sell a lot of Stripology rulers here, she is the Stripology lady. So a lot of people know her from her Stripology ruler. So that's who she is.
For sure. So Zandra Shaw, again, this is a delightful collection of animals featuring chickies, bunnies, frogs, and more. Her unique style draws from her years of creating embroidery designs under her Embroider Shop brand. So she actually lives and works out of South Africa. So she's got a lot of things that she partners with Babylock in doing. And I think we're going to try to do some of those things here. And she's got some fun stuff. She really thinks out of the box, which
kind of pushes the boundaries.
She definitely pushes some boundaries. So these are a lot of fun. I'm not sure how well your screen is showing you all of those, but they're super, super cute, guys. So, all right. And then the Evie Hawkins is the owner of Bit a Stitch and has created this adorable collection of designs that are sure to become some of your favorites. This pairs beautifully with her signature style, combining whimsy and a touch of nostalgia. So, and those decorative stitches they got a lot going on. So
they do.
Those are some fun things to add to your collection for sure.
Yeah, we saw a three-dimensional flower they had at the show, and she used those to create the petals of the designs, and there were bunnies on them. It was super cute. Super cute.
So many things that you can do. You know, it's just a matter of where your brain can drink that glass of wine. I had a glass of wine this week.
We did.
I did. Yep.
I'm
a lightweight. So, how to buy these. All of these can be purchased from our website, or if you want to, and if you have your phone handy and you're not watching on your phone, you can quick pop open your camera and click on the link that pops up on screen, and it will take you to those. And if you add any, doesn't matter whether new or old, you can add any of those 12 to your cart if you have to have 2 minimum. And now through midnight on Monday, Labor Day weekend, so it's a little bonus special we're going to run this weekend. You'll have a special surprise that shows up in your cart. So we have those priced at MAP on our website. So
you don't see the special price.
I can't tell you that. So surprise!
It is a secret.
Just go put it in your cart and you'll see.
Yes.
Totally worth it. I can promise you that.
Yes. You can do it in store and.
Or in store. Would be happy to take care of you as well.
We can
so we have a nice collection of them here. I don't know that we have every single one of the original 8, but regardless, we can get them very quickly, and the 4 new ones should be here very, very soon.
We ordered them, and they do look like they're in stock. So if you want something and it is not here, it does not take us long to get them. We have this really cool display in our shop that kind of hangs right when you come in the door. So if you come in the front door and you immediately put your hand out to your left, you will see the display on the little cabinet.
Try not to knock it over, please. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, they'll be safe.
Here. You don't have a lot of room.
But that's kind of where their home is, and I have some cute, just a couple of little designs here that you can see.
I'm gonna click off
That button. There
you
we go. So I did part of my bag club last month was making these little zippered pouches, and this is, let's get it, try and get it. Okay, come on. There we go. You can see this is from the Hobbies.
Stop moving in the background. That's probably not helping.
And it's kind of like quilt blocks in there.
That's super cute.
It came out really, really cute. And then this one is,
it's like a mandala.
yeah, it is like a mandala, but the detail on this leather is just,
that is just so cool.
there you go. You can really see it there. So they stitch out beautiful.
So are you saying you don't have to have a quilt to use these?
You do not. You can put these in all kinds of different things. They are great for quilting bags. If you like to like if you make an Annie's bag or you're working on leather or something like that, they quilt beautifully, and they are resizable, so you can get them to be the size that you need.
You could even, you guys have all come in, well, not all of you, lots of you have come in, and you've seen our stack of the built-in samples, and everybody's always like, oh, how much for the hot pads?
Right.
They're not hot pads, but how easy, and you could have, whatever your color scheme is, use those fabrics and use those threads and things like that. It doesn't have to be a quilt. You can use these for so many different things. I made oven mitts, and we quilted a fabric with Insulbrite inside of them. So we quilted it basically to the Insulbrite, and then used that to make oven mitts and things like that. So many things that you can do. So it's just a matter of have some fun with it and think outside of the box. They thought outside of the box to make them for you, so you can put them anywhere that you would like.
Right.
So very fun.
The possibilities are endless.
Absolutely. So.
What CD is the black bag from? That is from the Geometric.
I think.
Yes. Yes, definitely the Geometric.
Yeah. Do you want to do Serger or that?
Let's do Serger. Let's lead up to the big boy.
All right. So. So this is, did you have a slideshow as well, or just this?
I did.
Okay, I only did that. I only just took the video.
There is a slide. So
I just
we
took
have
the video.
A cute
I can
little
pull
video.
it up.
Yeah.
So, okay. So this is a brand new machine. They were keeping a very tight lip on this one.
Yes.
This was released to us on Saturday evening. They showed it to us at our release party on Saturday night.
Yep.
And then we got to see and play with it a little bit over the next couple of days. It is called the Applaud because it definitely deserves a round.
Right.
And what it is it is a cover stitch only machine that has this exclusive wiper system that you see in the bottom right hand corner photo. It's got some new features on the front of the machine that is not on the current Euphoria to help manage how that all works. And
it is a way more sophisticated version of the Brother double cover hem machine.
So it does a double cover hem.
Yes.
But it does so much more
Right.
than just doing a double cover hem. So notice we did not call it a double cover hem, and that's because that's not technically what it is. It is a quote unquote creative top cover stitch serger.
Yes.
So this next little thing that's going to pop up here, it just is a very slow motion of the machine stitching. And you can see those wipers, they'll switch, the yellow goes to the back, the pink comes to the front, and then it reverses again. And what's happening is the needle is catching those threads, and then it switches, and so that's how you get that looper on top. And there you go.
It looks almost like a braid.
It is so cool. And depending on how you have threaded it. So, you've got two wipers. You don't have to thread both wipers. You could thread one or the other, or both.
Yes.
You can still do it with a chain stitch. You can do it with a narrow right or left. You can do it with a wide or with a triple.
Yep.
So the possibilities truly are just wide open. Whether you're choosing 2 threads, so both wipers, just one, it's really going to alter what
How
the
it
stitch looks like.
Yep, absolutely.
So you have a lot of variation happening for sure.
Yep.
And you can put in those decorative threads. I'm sure you didn't notice, or if you saw it, you were like, I don't know what the heck that is. There's actually a bypass, so you can actually couch with this. You can thread yarn right through the system.
Yep.
Because there is a little tension just like our other stuff, but if your thread is too thick to go inside of that, there's a bypass that you can follow that through and it'll still feed it and everything else.
Absolutely.
So they did a great job.
And if you find the other,
let
me find my words.
So I just did this. So, I want this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same cover, just not the video.
Okay, let's just download this. So do you want to show some of this while...
So these are some of the samples that we stitched out while there. We made this cute little bag. All of those rows of stitching are on that machine. It's just a different combination of threads.
So we've different, so you've got wrong side, a chain stitch option here. You've got a narrow stitch here. You've got a wide stitch here. And then whether there's 1 or 2 decorative threads in there, it's all just a matter. So this one, I don't know where my hands are. This one is really cool. It's got 2 of like the glitter, what do they call it, glamour thread?
Glamour threads,
all right, I think I'm there. Let's go here. All right. So lots of possibilities, just a matter of, what look you want. And you certainly could even draw out a little chart. There's pictures, of course, that come with it, but seeing is believing with the thread colors and things. It really does make a really big
everything
difference.
that you can do with the regular cover hem machine, you can do with this machine. It sits on, it's basically the same frame as the Euphoria. It has the same style threading, the same auto tension, but it has these extra features that enable you to do these different things. So this is kind of just a close-up of the foot. You can see the little eyes, they're like open on the left and the right, almost like alligator eyes back there. And then you've got the red lines in the front, and then the second picture is just a little bit different view of the front of the foot, and you can kind of see the thread,
pop up
I know, right, going through that little hole. That's how we get it. So we thread the needles. The needles are normal.
So
they're close to the
this
needles.
Little circle in the front, you're going to bring them down here and then go
through
to
those.
Either of those. And they're very easy to thread. It is not complicated or confusing at all.
No. And one of the things that they were very particular about seeing is that we have 2 patents on this. One of them is that clear part on that foot. That clear part actually comes out, and we have a picture of the different styles of like inserts that you can put in there and different features that you'll see in just a second. And the second one is that a lot of like a commercial cover hem, double cover hem machine only has one essentially
one
swiper
looper on top.
On top, yes. And so this one having the double, meaning we can get a more creative version of that. We can use a single, but you can do both.
But having that secondary option.
Yeah, and they kind of move past each other, almost like scissors.
Yeah.
Back, one goes over top of the other. So super cool and a lot of fun to play with.
Yes, absolutely. And it was maybe mildly intimidating when you sat down because you didn't know what it was. Like the first time you sit down, you're like, holy crap, what am I supposed to put where?
Where does this thread go?
And then somebody tells you, that would be us when you get there. You just do this, and then you're like, oh, that's not scary. And it's not. Because they did it very, very well.
Yes.
They did it, and they did a very user-friendly way to do it.
Yes.
I have used a double cover hem before. It was one we used to have here in the store.
It wasn't this friendly.
It was not friendly at all.
No.
The looper only on the top only caught randomly. It was extremely hard to get it threaded and actually stitching properly. Once you got it
Have
there,
the
it was
tension
fine.
be accurate.
But yes, and the tension, then you had to fart around. It was
was
not
not
easy.
great.
This, you literally thread it and stitch. It's just that easy. So much fun to play with.
And when we made this bag, it was literally like speed dating. So you can
my
definitely
God.
go fast. It was
Holy
the quickest
crow.
project Lisa and I have ever made, and we were like, oh my God, we feel so rushed.
But then we finished it, and
We were like,
wow, we did it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was fun. So this is what the class was. There was 6 lined up, and each of the 6 had a different stitch with different threads in it. So, number 1 had all regular serger threads in it. Number 2 had really heavy thread in it, in the wipers. And number 3 had, I don't know, the glitter sparkle stuff. So what you should do is you should buy all 6 and then just thread them all.
right.
Just kidding. Totally kidding, guys. But man, that was the way to do something.
It
It was
was.
just
It
like
was
you
great.
got up from one chair, went to the next, and sewed again. Then you got up and switched down, and that was fantastic.
It was like I expected them to start playing music, so that you could
Na-na-na-na-na-na.
so they stop. Everybody has to get up and move chairs.
Musical chairs.
And if they start the music and you don't have a chair,
It
you're
was
out of luck.
absolutely insane. So before we had even finished the first step that she told us, she was like, "Okay, everybody, stop. Now I'm going to tell you what you're going to do next." And we're all like, "But." It was crazy.
But we did it.
We did it.
Yeah.
We made it. We each came home with a bag.
We did. Mine's still in my suitcase.
Well, your suitcase didn't have to come in the store today.
It did
so
not.
There was a
It's
difference
still
for
in
that.
Ann Arbor somewhere, though.
So did you want to?
Yeah, so Lisa and I took we took the pouch class together, but then we kind of did.
Wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah, we broke her in. So then we did like 2 separate versions of Get to Know the Machine. Mine was a little longer than hers, and she got like a crash course on it.
Yeah, mine was a crash course for sure. So
And so I just thought that like there's 3 different types of material there. You have denim, you have Essex linen, and then you have fleece. And you can see that the one thread is on all 3 of them. They just look so different. And all that's changed
is the fabric.
is the fabric and the thicker thread at the top. Everything else is the same. So it's amazing how you can take something that is exactly the same and put it on different types of material and then change a thread, and it can completely
change the look of what you've
the
got
look
going
of this
on.
thread. Yeah,
And
the stitch.
this usability and friendliness, this is Babylock serging at its best. It is, you guys know I have a luminaire at home. We've talked about this before. Not because I think Brother is better. I just like the blue and I like the Disney, having the option of Disney.
Right.
There is nothing
No.
like sewing on a Babylock serger.
No.
Nothing anywhere in the world like sewing. It is insane. You can go fast, and it's perfect every time. It doesn't. It's just amazing.
And I've sewed on all the major brands, and new and old. And
there's nothing like it.
Nothing.
And nothing even comes close to it.
No.
It's just absolutely crazy. So, I got to stitch on different things too, and my I have Lycra. Did you do Lycra?
Yep.
So, what they had us do is going from, the 1 length to 2, I'm sorry, 2, 3, and 4 stitch length, and just the same exact thread, how different that looks from those kinds of things, how easy it is to do a hem and have a decorative, I know you guys probably can't see that very well. There's the blue jean. So how simple it is to do a hem. And you can see let's do it this way. I mean, how easy. And with all of those markings on the foot, I didn't even have a fabric guide. I didn't even press this. This was just folded at the machine, and I mean, so easy. So it was a lot of fun. I did some doodling.
Yeah, doodles were fun and easy.
It was fun and very, very fun. So let's see what else we got. I have no idea how many. There's 8 pages. Okay, I'll shut up and you can do your thing now.
So this was a fun, this was a sample. And so the picture on the left, it was a pillow. And it's just really super cute. It's very simple. There's nothing fancy about the pillow. But they they created this fun decorative stitch on this ribbon. And then they put these little, buckles on. And then sewed them down.
It's really cute.
It was like oh my, you see these fancy pillows in places and you're like, oh gosh, I mean, how,
That must have been so hard.
right? But this was so easy. So does it make pockets?
Hi, honey. Yes. As a matter of fact, it will make pockets. Yep, I can, with a very pretty decorative edge on them.
Yeah, we could have our own pocket store.
Well,
Yep.
we need our own pocket store, hence why it's every question is always,
Yep.
is there pockets?
Yep.
So, yeah, this is really cute and super, I mean, it's just fabric
Right.
underneath, but they've done a decorative stitch on the ribbon, slid the buckles on, and then sewed the ribbon in place.
Exactly. In
I
a
mean-
couple of pages, you're going to see like the ribbon attachment. So you'll understand just how easy it is. You don't even have to drive straight. Walk straight.
Because there's specialty feet to add those in.
Specialty feet, yes.
Yep.
Couching and cording.
Very, very
Really
cool.
cool.
So, oh wait, did you say specialty feet?
I did.
Look at that. So we told you
know.
guys about that clear little thing that was interchangeable. You can pop that out.
Yep.
This is one of the sets that you can add that into. So you can pop out that standard piece with the 3 red lines.
Yep.
And pop in some of these specialty things.
And we have 3. We have left, center, and right, because those are the 3 needle positions that we have. And you could do this, like you could use the chain stitch and you could top stitch something down. So like stitch in the ditch, stitch next to the ditch, or you could use this to like edge stitch along like a pre-made garment. So, if you want the decorative cover hem to be on the top, you can use this basically, upside down, going down, and then you can drive straight, because it's hard to go like over top of stitches or next to a fold without having some bumpers.
These guides are pretty deep.
Yes,
so
they come out
do you
quite
have a
a bit.
picture of that? There was a picture they popped up on the screen when they were talking about the feet, because of course they're there to sell them to us. We're here to sell them to you. But they showed like even just a seam in a sweater or a sweatshirt or something that you're trying to follow to make sure that it's staying even. And it was thick.
Yeah.
And it stayed right where it was supposed to be. So they're definitely very well done.
Yes,
For sure.
yes.
Anything else you want to say about those?
No.
Okay. And then this is where your tapes and your ribbons and all of those other miscellaneous things can come in.
Yeah, there's 4 essential cording inserts, and then there's 2 ribbon inserts. So the 4 on the left side that have like red, orange, pink, and then I think it might be a blue, but it almost looks clear.
Light bluish or something like
those
that.
are the cording feet. And then the 2 on the right that have like the darker ones, those are like the ribbon. They're calling them micro.
A ribbon or a tape.
Yeah, taping micro inserts. But they go into that part of the foot that
And
had those
so
red
it just
lines.
feeds in right in front of your stitching.
Yep.
Well, that sounds super complicated.
I know, right? Because
I don't even think I could do that.
it's
Totally could do
yeah.
that.
I mean, it's kind of like just how easy the piping feet are to use in this machine. These just slide right underneath it. So
Yep.
we use some piping feet.
We did use a piping foot to
Yeah.
put the, what is that? It's piping.
It's piping,
Imagine
right.
that.
Yeah.
We didn't have to make the piping.
We didn't.
That came in the kit.
Would have probably been just a tad bit neater if we had made it.
Maybe.
But I imagine they were making
They were
it.
probably.
It was probably like
Bless their
beginning
hearts.
for them.
Our piping was made for us, and our straps were made for us. I cannot complain.
No.
I mean, all we had to do was sew them in.
True.
So they can look like whatever they want to look like. I didn't
Yeah.
have to make them. So
Yeah.
it was a bomb. So awesome. I'm not seeing no other pocket questions.
Right, quiet.
So. All right. So how do you buy this beautiful thing? So
You bring out your money all to us.
There you go. So this has so much potential, and it is so much fun. If any of you have, not saying that you shouldn't buy this, but if you have been thinking maybe I want a Sashiko machine or something like that, this is going to do a lot of those types of stitches. You can have a lot of fun playing with the things, but this machine's going to do for you what you would be manually doing on the Sashiko. Not to say you shouldn't ever buy a Sashiko, because it's a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
But it's got some of those kind of, we were wondering, man, it's just another specialty machine? What's, so that they kind of made it all in one is
Yeah.
really
I was like,
awesome.
how does
It's
a
even
cover
better.
stitch machine do couching?
But it does, just like this. So
They made wipers.
they made wipers. As she wrote on here, this is not allowed to be sold online. So we can't ship these. So this must be picked up in store. I could sell it to you over the phone, but you would still need to come in here and pick it up.
Right.
So,
and if you definitely feel like I need to have one of these in my life, and you want one of those first machines and you are super excited, you can put a $500 deposit down. There is
Online.
something on our website that will let you do that.
that just kind of holds the machine for you.
Yep. We knew we weren't going to be here this weekend, and not everybody watches us on Wednesday. So if you get to watching this
If you're watching
on
it
Saturday,
through the weekend, that is an option, and that will tell us.
Right.
Hey, and as we said, they were ordered. The order went in the beginning of this week, so it went in on Monday, and
they're in stock.
They are in stock. They are here in the United States. So as soon as basically they all got back in the office, things would start shipping out. So we do expect it probably by the end of next week.
Too. Yeah.
And honestly, my floor model's on the same order as your machine. So it'll be here really, really quick. Very excited.
This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do any of my work.
Right.
Where's Sarah? Learning the applaud.
I'm learning. Yes. Okay. Well, you got to learn more than I did.
I did.
I think I did learning time
I'll
first.
teach you.
We'll do it together. That sounds even better. You guys can all come, okay? All right. So the third thing that was released, not a big surprise because we've been talking about this.
Yeah.
But we definitely have some details and we have some pictures. No change. I told you guys when we came back from Brother that they are not shipping right now. We are going to have to wait. But we've placed an order for some.
Wait.
It is absolutely worth the wait. And they, if you want to make sure that your name is on that list, we need to talk to make sure that you get one of the first ones that come in. So, all right, here we go. The Babylock Radiance. Yes. I keep wanting to spell this with an E, and then nothing comes up, and it's like there's nothing here for that, and I'm like, but I know there is, and I know that's not how you spell it. It is spelled with 2 A's.
It is.
Yes. So the Babylock Radiance is a new top-of-the-line machine. It is embroidery, sewing, quilting. It has IQ technology, which means we can create stitches right at the machine. It has stitch regulation, which we'll talk a little bit more towards the end. We've talked a little bit about it already. It has IQ live stitch, which means with that projector in there, we can see exactly what is going to be happening where, and we have editing power in there, which is amazing. And we have new picture play.
Yes.
This is huge.
Yes.
And for any of you who have software out there and you have been contemplating, I want to try Photo Stitch, this is a version of that. It is not the exact same thing. So it's not going to look exactly like it does on your computer, on the screen of the machine. It's actually easier.
Oh, it's way easy.
And it has a few really great features that are actually not in the computer program.
Right.
The first of which being background removal.
Yes.
With the click of a button.
Yes.
Which is
on our machine.
Amazing.
Not
on
in some
the machine.
other photo editing program.
It's right on the machine. So cool. So we'll get there. I've got a slide somewhere in here. All right. All right, it is the new largest in the industry amount of creative space. We have 14.1 inches to the right of the needle to the machine body. Nobody else has that.
Right.
It's amazing. What's the matter?
It didn't change there.
That's really weird. It didn't, did it?
Oh, there we go.
Wow, that's a delay.
We just needed to tell it.
All right. Let's go. So 14.1, it's printed in orange over there. There's an orange area. So from the needle to the body of the machine, largest space available. So in all of our quilting things that we're doing and large projects, we've got so much room.
Yes, it's largest in the industry with the Brother Avenir.
Yeah, that too. Probably said that a week ago too.
Just in case. It's not bigger than that one. I just want to clarify.
Both the Avenir and the Radiance have a 14.1 inch throat.
Yes.
So, all right.
This was so cool.
This
really is so cool. I might make buttonholes.
Right? So it is right there. Everything that you need to know projected onto the fabric.
It's Sarah-proof.
It is. It's anybody proof is really what it is. So when I first heard that it was going to project the buttonhole, I really thought it was the buttonhole.
Yeah, just a picture of the buttonhole.
Even that, I was like, wow, that's really cool. Because I'm always like, you know, how much space is it going to take up? Which direction is it going to go?
Yeah.
Is that measuring from the front, from the middle, from the... You can see exactly where it's going to stitch and how big it is. But then there's all these other lines that tell you, hey, you stitched one, line it up here so that it's exactly the right distance from the next one.
Right.
And you can then adjust, as you can see on the screen to the left. There is a sizing where the spacing, you can adjust all of that. And then you can also have a line that it is on that picture on the right. I don't know why they chose orange fabric, but it's because of the orange of the radiance thing. I mean, I know why, but there is actually a line that you bump your fabric edge up to. So like your shirt edge, boom,
the projected edge
you know exactly, you can know where to stop to make sure that you're equally positioned right, left as well. Both horizontal and vertical spacing is available, which is...
Yep, I have seen a couple people ask, but yes, definitely you can do both types of buttonholes.
So right here, I don't know if you guys can see my mouse moving on the screen on the left picture there. This is the vertical and this is horizontal. So you just click that and the direction over here will change. So if I remember right, the positioning in the vertical goes from the bottom of the stitch to the bottom of the next stitch.
Yep.
In the horizontal, it's from center to center. So just to throw that out there. Okay. I don't want to run over if we can help it. So updated and improved bobbin winder. It is, was it 10 or 20? 10%? 10% more on the bobbin. So they literally changed the little flipper dude there. And the pin that it sits on. So that whole system right there has been adjusted to give you a fuller bobbin.
Yes.
It is probably still not going to be like the almost overfill that you would get from a pre-wound, but it's going to fill it.
Much more closer.
Much better than what we've been getting, for sure. You can see that the new style, the dual tip stylus is sitting right there in the front. And this is actually a new little home. You can't see it as well. If you look really, really close, you can. But there's actually a little groove there for it to sit in so it's not rolling around on your table and you don't have to have it off to the side of your machine. Because the side of the machine is a whole inch farther away now.
It sure is.
So that was a long reach. I mean, from your knee, if you're sitting in front of the needle, that's a long way to go.
Yep.
So I love that it's at the top of the machine. And the multi-purpose screwdriver that you see in that picture is the updated one. So that is the one that's coming with the Radiance and the Avenir. All right, supersize me.
Yes.
I haven't said that in a long time. All right, 11 5/8 by 18 1/4 inch hoop.
And the #1 complaint that we have about the large hoop is that it is not secure, my fabric doesn't stay in it, and if you're like me, you put it in, you think you're tightening it, and it's like pop goes the weasel.
Right.
The inside piece pops out, or it's completely bowed when I get it in there. That is not going to happen again.
It will not. They have completely redesigned the locking feature. There's actually a little nook at the top that your upper hoop slides into, so there's absolutely no way to put this top hoop in upside down. When you're hooping, you're going to want to have your hoop attachment to the left, and then you'll pop open your locking features, you'll slide that in, lock the top, smooth everything into place, and then lock the bottom.
Yeah, and they also made the arms more secure. So
yeah,
they're
so there's
not
actually
as
there's metal
like bracing.
There's a bracing built into the hoop so that you don't get that bow in the middle, because it's big. I mean, 18 is big.
Yes.
It was really funny. They were talking about the Babylock diet plan.
Yeah.
Everybody at Babylock has to fit.
fit
You have
in
to
the
be able to
hoop
put the hoop over
without
top
it getting stuck.
They have to just be able to drop it and have it. That's the new diet plan. I like the diet plan. Maybe we should try that here.
Yes. That'll mean we're skinny, right?
Right? It means I'm 11 5/8 wide. So yeah.
But not 18 1/4.
But yeah, I don't know. Even Mike fit in that pretty easily. So
yeah, we're good. We're good.
I think we're good. So yes, it'll stay where you put it, which is absolutely amazing. So also the largest field, along with Brother, in the industry. So this is the guideline screens. So I talked a little bit last week about the projection and how amazing they did the updates. I didn't have any pictures really to really show you. So the one on the left is the subline. The one on the right is the mainline screen that you get. And they have added in the echo circles and then the crosshairs for your sub. And then on the right-hand side, they've added that true crosshair in your drop for your main if you would like it.
And substantially changed the grid.
Oh, goodness.
The grid is like the grid on crack. There's like, you can have...
it fills the whole 5x8 field, so it's...
And you can make it much bigger than you could before because the projected image goes out the back and towards the front, and it's out there, so we can get a wider grid, so your distance can be larger as well.
Absolutely.
Or micro tiny.
Yep. So they updated it for both embroidery and sewing. What I'm showing you here is the sewing stuff. So this is the sewing screen, both the main and the subline.
Yeah, and then they made changes to the angles. So we have
I did not
30,
tap that. I didn't find that screen.
45, 60, 90, 120, 135, 150.
And negative.
And negative 90 degrees, yep. So you can, you can do 2 lines that way. So we have, what do we have, 90 degrees now, one direction or something?
They added 5. So we have, I don't know, 3 or 4 or something.
Yeah, we had 45, 60, 90.
60 and 90, I think, are the, and they work very well.
Right.
If any of you out there have ever thought like I do, I mean, it works, but I always wanted my projection line to be a little bit longer. It just didn't come out quite far enough.
Yeah, I had to do tiny half square triangles.
Right. This one you can do a standard half, 4 or 5 inch whatever triangle, and your line, because they've increased that projection square, comes out in front of the needle, like what, 6 inches?
Yep.
And then it goes behind the needle another 2. So it is all of that and more.
Yep.
They really, really did a phenomenal job.
Yep.
I should have put the embroidery projection right after that screen, but there was only like an hour.
Yeah.
So here we go. Hello, hang on. Okay, fonts, fills, and more. We now have even more fonts. We have even more options with those fonts. So that picture on the left there is showing you the preview screen. So there's a little button that you can say, I want to preview this. What that preview means is it's actually every character that is available in that font. So how many times have you typed something in, and then when you hit set, you're like, well, wait, where'd my whatever go?
Like millions of times.
Right? And how annoying is that? Because you're like, but it was there. I thought it was going to, and that character wasn't available in that particular font.
Or you don't like the look of it.
Or you don't like the look of it.
We have an L and an S, so
do you know how many? And it's funny because the L and the S, I get the S out of a font, and then I get the L out of a different font because I don't like the L and the S in the same one. Yeah, I know, we're weird. But it's okay, guys. We understand it, and we're okay with it.
Yes.
So the point is, the preview screen, you get to see what everything looks like before you start typing and figuring all of that out, which is really, really great. Fills.
Yep. So one of the really cool features with the fill stitches, and the thing that we get asked a lot, so we have, when you're doing your fill stitches, we have like light and dark quilting, or heavy and light quilting, which is supposed to be a duplication of single and like triple stitch.
Yep.
But we never really had a true
single stitch because there was always an underlay.
Yes. Well, we have the ability to turn that underlay off. So we really do have something that is way more like a quilted,
like a long arm quilting.
Like a long armor would quilt it, because I always say long armors are not going over things 2 or 3 times because that's silly.
Why would you do that?
Right. Why would you do that? Right.
So not only did we get new fills and those built-in fills and all of the design suites that we were just talking about when you put them in here, these are the ones that we have the power to play with. We can resize them, rotate them, warp them, all of those things.
Yep.
And now we have that ability to get a true single line stitch. So here are the 6 new ones that they have added in. So that is that bottom 6 lines. That one in the bottom right, you could use that for, what was she saying? Chenille. Or you could put it on twice and have some
or
lines.
even just straight line, like, if you don't want it diagonal, you want like micro stitching up and down, you can just turn it on an angle.
You can rotate all of these too, so you can make those straight lines as well. So
and 5 new fonts.
Yes, and there's also another large one. I've got a little bit of a list of that at the end. So I said we would talk about picture play a little bit more. The image on the left is the picture that you're bringing in. You have the ability to resize said picture. The larger you make it, the longer it's going to take to stitch. However, it will work. But it's a lot of time when you get those really big ones. They do recommend that you use a magnetic hoop when you're doing that. And it's now easier than ever right on the machine with no additional software needed. Again, there is a background removal button. So just looking at that, that would be the little girl with no trees, no sky, no grass. It would automatically look for the main piece of that and then take away the rest. To do that in software, we actually have to click around the item to remove it. It's nowhere near a one push button thing. So cool. It will come in with the ability to have multiple thread brands. So you can pin, you can see the pins in the picture on the right. You can pin a particular color. I like that one. I want to use that. I have that in my inventory of stuff at home. And then you can change brands to something else and it'll change out anything you haven't pinned and you can see how you like the way that looks. Where we have always told you guys before, who cares what the machine tells you to color to put in.
Picture play, color,
just put whatever you want. When you're doing picture play, the color that it tells you to put in is the color you need to put in or it's not going to look like what you're expecting to get out of it.
Right, for sure.
So that is a little bit of a difference. Nothing difficult, but definitely goes against the grain of what we've been, who cares what it tells you to put in?
Exactly.
This time you have to pay attention.
Yes, absolutely.
The cool thing about this, and I hadn't thought about it until they said it, is once you exit out of picture play and go into the embroidery to start stitching it, it's editable. So you can use the color visualizer. You can use,
the color visualizer thing is a really cool feature.
It just, my brain started
going.
Yeah. Absolutely. So picture play is great. So here is a little bit better image of the projector in embroidery mode. So you can see the entire field actually showing up there. On the right hand picture, they've changed the background to be orange so you can really see it pop off there. The one on the left has a white background. You can see the tools that are at the bottom. We have the ability to edit while we're in projection. We can move, resize, and rotate right on the fabric.
Yes. And if you're not, some people I love the projected image coming down to me. I don't know that I will be editing my design on my fabric, but I love the projected image and the fact that you can see it change and it does that. But we now have the ability to use a wireless or a Bluetooth mouse.
Yes.
And if you don't know what one of those features are, because sometimes we forget what the button does, if we do have a Bluetooth mouse, that didn't come out right, a Bluetooth mouse, then if you just take your mouse and you hover
over an icon,
the icon,
you get a little pop-up that says settings.
Yes.
A little pop-up that says size. Rotate. You don't have to have everything memorized.
No, which is really
and
great.
That mouse will keep fingerprints off.
Yes.
It won't have a cord any longer that's going to knock everything off your sewing table, which is what mine always did, and I was always annoyed. I'm like, where did that stiletto go? Where did where's my scissors? They're on the floor because I knocked them off.
Exactly.
You don't have that anymore. So It is absolutely a huge, it sounds silly, but it is a very, very cool feature. And
Yes.
the little bit of help that it can provide you as a built-in, because we've changed systems. So
Yes.
that's a part of that new system. So
And you
a
can
nice
like
little,
move the editing designs like off the picture
Yep.
so that you can see more
yeah,
of what's going.
again, I'm on the left photo. I'm kind of circling with my mouse here. That little button right there, when you click that, it will minimize and you'll see that square just right here. So you just get this little square there, and although the rest of the tools minimize like they would on your computer screen.
Yeah, so if you're like trying to see the detail that's down below there.
And it's blocking your
Your
view,
view.
you can move that out of the way.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. And here it is.
Yes.
Stitch regulator.
So
These aren't, again, not the best color choices in the photos. Sorry.
Right. And I think that Babylock is actually calling it Stitch Sync
Maybe.
instead of integrated stitch regulator. So I think that's kind of one of the weird things between
It's a
the
difference between the two.
brands.
I haven't gotten all of that.
So we're probably going to have some weird version of this combination of these two words, like IQ designer. So, but yeah.
You don't know that IQ Design Center? No? Okay.
So, but this is basically the stitch regulator. So it's the part of the machine you can see in the picture on the right. It is plugged in to the machine, and that's what kind of regulates your stitch for you. So there is something on the bottom of the foot. So if it is not plugged into the machine, it will not be regulating your stitches. And there we go.
All right, so let's see if I can find, here we go. Right here, you can kind of see a little square, sort of, kind of, maybe.
Yeah.
And what that is it will change color whether you're ready to stitch or not. So
Yeah.
there's different things that'll flash, or
Yes.
it'll be red or green.
Yes.
Your button, what did she call that? Red light, green light.
Red light,
I was
green light.
just
Yeah,
cracking up.
I also believe that there is like the start-stop button will also indicate whether or not the foot is ready. So you know, if you're having trouble seeing
the light,
right, or maybe like I sit up a lot when I'm free motion quilting, so I don't know if
you'll be
I'll
able to
see
see
that
where it's
angle
at,
very
for sure.
well. But you will definitely be able to know if the foot is ready or
and
not.
And then there's this beautiful thing here, which is your indicator of I'm running out of stitch space.
Right.
So you want to make sure that your fabric is not going below that line, because otherwise it'll stop stitching.
Right, and I believe that she said that in theory that might be something that you can turn on and off, because great to know that I'm getting to the edge of my design, but I still need to quilt to the edge of my design. So you know, you need to be able to move that over, and if it is, if it's great if it's still working on your batting, but not great.
It will still work on your
stops.
batting.
Yes.
It will. If it hits no fabric,
Right.
the machine will stop.
Yes.
If you have a leader with your batting and your backing fabric out there, it'll just
Yes.
move into that section
Right.
for sure. Yep.
Right. Lots of the cool features are things that you can turn on and off if it's not your cup of tea or not your version of what you think will be perfect for you.
So, and there is very, very easy switch between the three different soles. You have the open toe, the standard, and the echo foot.
Yes.
So very easy to, there's just a little lever. You flick that lever and boom.
Yep.
It
and
does its thing.
The projector will project down a version of the echo foot as well.
Absolutely.
So if
and,
you don't
or cross the like
Agreed.
pencil lines or
Yes,
something like
yeah.
that.
So if you don't, you know, picking the free motion quilting foot is like picking your favorite pair of tennis shoes. You know, whichever one kind of feels more comfortable to you. Before, though, if you wanted to make sure that you were stitching around something, the only real way to get a true half-inch or quarter-inch away is to use one of those echo type feet. But with being able to project that image down, you can use whatever version of this foot that you like the best, which is really nice feature.
Absolutely. And to specifically answer that question, yes, a wireless mouse will work on the new machines. There has been no change to the Luminaire or the Solaris, just to clarify for anybody out there. that's wondering, oh, maybe I should try it.
Right.
It will not work on a Luminaire or a Solaris. You have to have a corded mouse on that machine.
Right.
Which that's what is the really fun thing about this is it's part of the upgrade with the new top of the line is that a wireless mouse. So just the little doodad in the side of the machine, or they said this weekend that a Bluetooth would work. Of course, we haven't tried any of that.
Right.
But I would imagine they must have. So,
Yeah.
But yes, so that is the stitch regulation. All right, some other things. We just mentioned it's wireless mouse compatible with the hover feature that'll give you little cheats of what different buttons will do. There's a picture on the right-hand side. That is the new USB port spot.
Yes.
So
there are
they
USB
changed
ports
that.
on there.
There are USB ports. It's not just a wireless machine. You have the
Yep.
ability to bring those things in. There is no specifically designated mouse port or anything like that anymore.
Yep.
So,
And they did confirm with us that all of the designs that are on the Solaris will be on the Radiance, with the exception of 3 fonts.
because they deleted them, or
Yeah.
they're discontinued.
The 2 Cyrillic fonts, and then that weird kind of outline.
It's kind of
It's
like
not
a
an
it's not
applique.
the stencil, but it's kind of stencily.
Yeah, so 3 of them they took away, but they added 5 regular fonts and 3 micro fonts.
Yep.
So for a total of 8 new fonts.
Plus
in there.
1 large decorative, which I've got let
Yeah.
down there too. So one of the really big ones.
Yeah.
They also changed, which I didn't find a picture, so it's not on here, how you are resizing your fonts. And so it's on a point system now instead of a LMS, large, medium, small.
Right.
So you can go from 20, I think, to 100 for the standard
Up to 4
size fonts,
inches.
which goes up to 4
4
inches. That is
inches.
huge, guys, because that resizing is all done in the machine.
Yeah.
And and the yep.
Resizing.
I
4
asked
inches.
if they change, did it go to, and it's like a step
Yep, a step fill.
satin.
Like
not-
rows of
it's-
stitches.
It's rows of stitches that will, so it's not a true fill stitch, but it was more,
And not a true
and
satin
not a
stitch,
true satin stitch.
'cause
It's kind of like a sectioned.
we know what happens if you try to
we
make
don't, right, so,
4-inch wide satin
of course,
stitch.
I don't have an example of that, sorry.
No.
But there you go.
Yeah.
There are new edge-to-edge and sashing designs. So the built-in quilting features where you type in the size of your quilt or your sash, whatever it is that you're working on, you type those in. You have new choices for the different stitches to go into that.
Yep.
There's new large connect, new long stitch, new 3D and crochet lace. And then there's that new hoop support table.
Yeah.
That does come with the machine. It is not a thing you have to buy.
Right.
It is part
Right.
of, it's part of it. And it can stay on the machine all the time. It doesn't have to stay on the machine all the time.
Comes on and off.
It's very easy. There's a little, kind of like our embroidery arm has that grip.
Grab.
It's the same concept on that. It is not backwards compatible. It only goes on the Radiance or the, thank you, Avenir. I almost said Luminaire. That's not right, but as soon as that's, my brain blanked. So the Avenir or the Radiance are the only 2 that can use that table. Nowhere else has an actual connection point for it.
Right.
It has to be used when you're using the really big hoop.
Yep.
Everything else, it's optional.
Right.
All right. What else? Anything else?
Let's see. Fonts.
More images. I
yeah.
didn't talk about those bonus ones.
There's
but
definitely some really cute designs.
They showed us some pictures of designs at Babylock, which we didn't see anything like that at It Brother. So it was nice to see some of those new options there.
So there are a total of 259 what they call common designs. So these are shared with previous models. So those are the same ones that are coming from like the Solaris. There are 215 designs plus 6 appliques designs, and then a total of 44 new common designs. So I don't know what they mean necessarily. I guess maybe just generic designs.
Not like long stitch, not
Yeah.
or something like that would be my guess. The other thing that they showed was the filter system. So how you
Yes.
can find designs, you can type in quilting and a size that you want, a minimum size and the largest size, and it will only show you what fills into that category.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
It's definitely very, very, very cool.
Because I don't know about you guys, but I have definitely bounced back and forth between menu to menu to menu to find what I'm looking for. So it's very nice that there's a new way to looking at designs.
5 new quilt sash, so quilting edge-to-edge built-ins. 5 new frames, borders.
For the
one of the
sashing.
border ones was a cute sewing one. There's like hearts, feathers, birds,
Little birdies, and
starfish, and then
and a geometric-y. Yep.
We talked about there's a new line type, a zigzag.
I thought I had that. Maybe I think that one got skipped over when I was running out of time.
Okay, that's not on page 13?
It is not. It just says happy stitching.
Okay. So line type in the IQ Designer Design Center, we have basically straight blanket, candle wicking. We have like the decorative fills, and then we had a satin stitch, but we didn't have like an open
A true zigzag.
So now we also have an open zigzag.
Do you want to change that?
I'm like, what happened?
Nothing.
There is the run pitch has been increased. The undersewing line property has been added that we can delete.
Delete
and
it
then
if we
we
wanna
already
get-
talked about the 6 new decorative fills.
That's that.
One of the things we didn't talk about, picture play, is that so you can take your original
different
design,
fill.
but then you have the AI compatible.
Yep.
So you can take a design that maybe you didn't do any, you like it, but you like are looking for like something a little bit more outside of the box, and you can touch the AI part, and it will basically take
Brings up
the
the
image
filters.
and then does something to the design that's not part of one of the 12 filters, and then gives you like a completely different design that you can then use your filters on,
Okay.
which is kind of cool. So it takes one design. Right now we have 12 options. Then you can basically take a design and like if you have 0, like I can't draw, so but it's a way to just like completely take a design and completely change it up a little bit. And then do I have anything else in here that it was a really cool light show at the show.
It was
but
a
that
really
was
neat light show
not about
in
any
the
of
lobby.
this. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that is a pretty good summation of what is there. We are looking at end of November before we will even think about having a machine here. But we do have, as you can tell, a lot more information. So we can have some very intelligent conversations about what might interest you, how something works, all of those things. So if you placed a deposit and you're like, okay, now what? We actually, now that we're back, starting next week when we get back in, we'll be contacting everybody and reaching out to just kind of give everybody actual numbers and all those good things. So,
Yeah.
I
So
think
if you decide you want in on the first run
of
of
Applaud.
these, you
Or the
can-
first run, either one. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter,
yeah,
of
on any
course.
of these.
Anything here.
we'll be here tomorrow and Friday. We'll be closed Saturday, Sunday, and Monday for Labor Day weekend.
We will.
So you can send us an email and we will get back to you on Tuesday. But we won't be kind of back
We're
into the
absolutely
store.
running over. I'm not going to talk about this, but I'm just going to show. This is
Yeah.
a cute little design that's being released in October. So that might be before we actually get our
Crap together.
poop and a scoop to have that happen. But that is by Zandra Shaw. So I said I was hopefully going to talk about it. I don't want to. It'll be another God knows how long. So let's get off of here and let everybody go do their thing.
Yeah.
And we will, I'm sure, be hearing from some of you. And we're happy to answer any questions. Otherwise, we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.